I almost can't believe I'm making this video. Like, I'm being serious. Every now and then, there's an artist that is amazing. But he does one thing, one small thing, and you see it, and you go, oh no, what is that? I don't think it's controversial to say I like Alex Ross, right? I bet I would be hard-pressed to find many people that don't like him, that don't love him, for that matter. I mean, this dude has done some of the most prolific artwork we have ever seen in the entirety of the comic books industry. And I would go as far as to tell you that Alex, he kind of feels to me like the Frank Frazetta of comic books. This dude burns a path drawing what he wants, how he wants, and you cannot ignore the level of realism that he finds in the designs that he wants to do. Kind of like Kingdom Come Superman. Alex Ross's Superman in general is a brilliant take on what that man would look like in real life. How would a Superman look as a man? How would Power Girl look if Power Girl was a real woman? And so on and so forth and so on and so forth. Looking at things like The Thing and the Fantastic Four. Just Alex Ross can't help but knock it out of the park with everything that he does and add that realism that makes you feel like sometimes it's goofy, sometimes, you know, you see the Fantastic Four and you're like, they would be dressed that way and it would kind of look kind of goofy, even though I love it and his artwork is unbelievably fantastic. But since he puts it in such a perfectly real world setting with all of his art, you can't help but be like, that's exactly what that person would look like if it was real. And then, because of that level of detail, every now and then, he does a character, and he adds a detail of realism that bugs you. And there's one image in particular that I see sometimes from Alex of Spider-Man. And I know everybody loves this image. I know it. I know everybody definitely loved the original image. And the original image was McFarlane. And I would argue, just an argument it's not a super thing, the iconicness of the McFarlane image makes the McFarlane image the better of the two. That's not to discredit Alex, but there's a detail that Alex Ross adds. And every time I look at that Spider-Man, I see it. And every time I see it, it bugs me. I know, I've done that twice now. Look at Spider-Man's feet. This, as far as I am aware, is only an Alex Ross thing. When you see Spider-Man's feet in live action, those are boots. When you see Spider-Man's feet in the comic books, they're boots. When you see Spider-Man's feet in any form of media, they are rounded because they're like a boot. They're a boot. Right? Kind of. Unless maybe you're talking about like, what was the Superior Spider-Man had kind of like Tabi? Is that what that's called? When you could see like the toe or whatever? Regardless, Alex draws a very, very realistic Spider-Man. And it's awesome. And it's an amazing take. But then I look down at Spider-Man's feet. And I can see that he's wearing like they're not socks, but it really drives home the fact that Spider-Man has a homemade costume that is junky compared to other people's costumes in the same universe that he lives in. And what I mean by that is just like when you go to a convention and you see the cosplayers that are roaming around in those bodysuits that they buy, those full one-piece bodysuits for Spider-Man. And if you happen to look down, sometimes they'll wear like sneakers, or sometimes you can very blatantly tell that they've got some sort of slip shoes that are under it. And sometimes they just don't care, and they're just walking around the convention, not barefoot, but barefoot inside the big bodysuit thing. And it just... There's something about feeling like Spider-Man is running around New York City in the Marvel Universe with the same level of suit that you would see at a convention bought on a random site for a random person to wear, and you see his feet. Like, it is a detail added that I always notice, and it always bugs me. And I seem to be the only person that ever notices it or ever gets bothered by it in any way. And now, if you have never stopped to think about it or never paid any attention, maybe now you see it too. Maybe it doesn't bug you at all. But I can't help it, man. Every time I see this image, I go, oh, that is awesome. I mean, it really is awesome. Ah, crap. It's just a goofy little thing that ever since I've noticed it, I can't not notice it, and it kind of drives me crazy. I'm going to get out of here. Sorry.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.